All right, here we go.
Pitfalls when buying real estate.
Pitfalls 101. Here we go. Okay, when you're buying a home, don't buy a home if you're carrying a lot of debt, because all you're doing is basically running a marathon with a lot of weight on you. You're not going to get very far.
Yep.
Okay. Number 2, get pre-qualified. That is probably the number one thing that you need to do, because getting pre-qualified will essentially determine how much house you can actually really afford, right? There's a lot of things on a lot of people's credit reports that they're not aware of. This will unravel the real truth and have it crystal clear for what you can do.
And I've seen a lot of dudes get in trouble taking their wives to see a house. Correct. Wife falls in love, then they go get pre-qualified and can't. Now wife is pissed.
Absolutely.
Do it first.
And you're going to be in the doghouse, and you don't want to be there.
Beanbag.
Okay, so buying a home you can't afford. Another big one here too. See, the thing is, a lot of the couples go in and they see what they like, and they think that they can afford it. And they just want to push it a little bit more. Last thing you want to do is keep working to barely enjoy your house, right? So if we can, we ideally want to keep our home expenses under 25% of whatever it is that we make on a monthly basis. I think that's the safest way to go.
Totally agree.
Maybe a little bit conservative, but...
Yeah, 25% is a conservative number, but I think it's the right number, Dawood. I agree with you.
Another one, not saving enough for a down payment. Because what you're going to end up finding yourself doing is trying to get qualified, not having that money, and not being able to get the house altogether, right?
Yep.
I think another big one is not factoring other costs, closing costs, moving costs, all of these additional expenses that one doesn't think of, that is part of the transaction. And this is why using an agent that can help you with seller concessions and have them cover some of the costs can really put you in an advantage rather than doing it by yourself.
And I think also inherently, Dawood, when you buy a house like that, it's your new baby. You're going to want to do some things to it to make it your own. That's going to cost a little bit of money. That's all there is to it.
Correct. Another one, not getting inspections done right. A lot of people are like, well, it looks great. It looks new. Get the inspection done.
Yep.
You know, it's going to cost you a few $100. It's totally worth it. Not getting the right mortgage that's best suited for you is going to end up making you pay additional funds and PMI if you could afford a conventional loan, for example. Focusing on the aesthetics, I think, is a big one. I think when you're working with certain types of buyers, you know, they can't oversee the crappy landscaping job that they have, or the different colors on the wall, or the dated cabinets, or, you know, the carpeted floors, and they just want to go on and look at something else. And I think you're right. You know, if you're going to make this your own, you definitely have an opportunity to invest some money in these areas and definitely get a better deal based on the fact that this house compared to another house may not be as renovated.
Exactly.
And I think the last couple of ones that I'd probably like to end with is, you know, not knowing when to walk away from a deal because you're emotionally involved in it.
Perfect. And that's why you need help too, though, because sometimes your head starts to spin. And you need someone who's on your team who can say, you know, this is not the right plan. You know in your gut, Justin, that you shouldn't buy this. Or you know in the gut that you should buy this one. That's what you're there for.
And the last and probably the greatest one out of all of them, and I'm being a bit biased here, is not working with an agent.
Right.
You need this agent to help you out and hold your hand from start to finish. So I think those are my guidelines for avoiding pitfalls when buying a house in this real estate market in particular.